Welcome, Hattiesburg, and a pleasant day to all our listeners. This is Abby, your host for Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm here to bring you updates, news, and more from our community. To add to all the excitement today, we have Mississippi Moments with Dr. Francis Carnes and a news wrap to ensure you're up to date with all the hottest topics. And guess what? We have some very special guests for you today, Madison Wedgeworth. You definitely want to stay tuned for what they have to share with us today. But before we jump into all the fun, here's a quick message from our sponsors. So hang tight, we'll be right back with more Southern Miss Today.
Sponsorship comes from American Graphics. Located at 8 Commercial Warehouse Drive in Hattiesburg, American Graphics provides custom screen printing and embroidery. They can be reached by phone at 601-602-2277. And the website is goamericangraphics.com. American Graphics, printing at its finest.
The NLS Braille and Talking Book program gives patrons with visual or physical disabilities the freedom to read their way.
If you want to read in electronic braille, you can. If you want to read on your phone, you can. If you want to read in heart print, you can.
Everybody can read the way they want to read using this program.
For more information about the National Library Service for the Blind and Physically Handicapped Library of Congress, visit loc.gov/thatallmayread.
Welcome back. In campus news, the Mississippi Enterprise for Technology, MSET, in partnership with Aerospace and Defense Alliance of Mississippi, ADAM, and the University of Mississippi, proudly announces the 2025 Mississippi Aerospace and Defense Symposium, MADS, to be held October 22nd through 24th at the Golden Nugget Casino in Biloxi, Mississippi. Building on the success of last year's symposium, which provide nearly 400 industries, government, and academic leadership at University of Mississippi, the 2025 MADS will continue to elevate Mississippi's position as a hub for aerospace, defense, and advanced technology industries. The event will serve as a platform for industry leaders, government officials, and researchers to exchange ideas, foster collaboration, and drive innovation within these critical sectors. The Mississippi Enterprise for Technology, in a public-private partnership dedicated to fostering economic growth in the aerospace, defense, and technology sectors. With strong connections to Mississippi's federal installations, research universities, and industry leaders, MSET serves as a catalyst for business development and innovation in the state. The Aerospace and Defense Alliance of Mississippi is an industry trade association that serves as a combining entity for Mississippi's aerospace, aeronautics, and defense industries. ADAM fosters industry collaboration and strategic planning, providing advocacy and support marketing and promotional efforts for the state's aerospace and defense assets. Also in campus news, the University of Mississippi School of Music will host the Brass Symposium, a groundbreaking event that brings together some of the most esteemed brass musicians in the industry. The all-day event will begin at 8 a.m. on Saturday, March 29th at the Mononi Performing Arts Center, with the final showcase concert starting at 7:30 p.m. For the first time, the region will be experiencing unprecedented gathering for the brass talent, offering a unique opportunity for students, professionals, and enthusiasts alike to engage with world-class performers, participating at master classes and gaining invaluable insight into the brass world. Guest artists include top professionals on each instrument: Ashley Hall Teague, international trumpet soloist; Eric Ralsick, principal horn of the Metropolitan Opera; Amanda Stewart, associate principal trombone for the St. Louis Symphony; Hiram Diaz, euphonium in the President's own U.S. Marine Band; and Willie Clark, tuba for the U.S. Air Force Band. The symposium is open to brass students of all levels, amateur enthusiasts, and professional musicians. Attendees can look forward to a variety of sessions, including a career panel with our guest artists who will offer valuable advice and industry insights for emerging and establishing artists alike. Whether you are just starting out, refining your craft, or pursuing a career in music, this discussion will provide practical tips and inspiration to elevate your musical journey. In Hattiesburg news, the Hattiesburg Convention Commission is getting ready to throw a year-long birthday party for the Hattiesburg Zoo. The zoo will be celebrating its 75th anniversary in 2025. Everything kicks off April 26th with the opening of a new flamingo exhibit and other activities. Plus, once a month throughout the year, the celebration will continue with different themed events. On that opening day, we'll be having a number of different birthday party type celebrations with our animals, lots of activities for our kids, and something more special than what we do on a normal Saturday, said Rick Taylor, Hattiesburg Convention Commission Executive Director. And then on the second Saturday of every month for 1 year until April of next year, April of 2026, we're going to have the 75th anniversary celebration each of those second Saturdays. The Hattiesburg Zoo opened on Easter Saturday, 1950. In Mississippi news, Saturday marked another year of the largest anime fest in Mississippi. Taylor Bridges is an anime cosplayer and judge for anime show this year. She said, "It just brings together a big community of people. There's a big community out there of anime and just animation, so it gets lots of people and families a reason to come out and meet other people that are into things they're into, dress up as their favorite characters, shop, and have fun. It's just a good escape." The news channel caught up with a group of family friends and one gamer, Austin Franklin, who comes out every year for quality time with his family. That's your news update for Southern Miss today. We'll have the latest in sports and weather, so stay tuned. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors.
People do it everywhere.
In the kitchen,
In the bedroom.
Yes, even the park.
When it comes to your health,
there is no wrong place or time.
To get an HIV test.
knowing your HIV status allows you to live your life.
And stay healthy.
So pick a spot.
Make HIV testing a part of your routine.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
I'm doing it.
You'll be glad you did.
I'm Jamie Presley.
Jay Ellis.
I'm Ray Santiago.
I'm Terrence J.
And I'm acting
against AIDS.
Visit cdc.gov/doing it.
United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in our community. To learn more or get involved, call 601-545-7141. We have one life. To live better, we must live united.
Welcome back with our action-packed sports segment. Let's dive into the latest scores, highlights, and sports. Get your jerseys on because it's game time. Today, Monday, March 10th through Tuesday, March 11th, the men's golf team will be playing at the Seminole Intercollegiate, and the women's golf team will be playing at the English Turn Golf and Country Club. On Tuesday, March 11th, the baseball team will be playing against the University of Texas Rio Grande Valley. On Wednesday, March 12th, the men's and women's tennis team will be playing against Alcorn State, and the softball team will be playing against Alabama State. On Friday, March 14th through March 15th, track and cross country will be at the NCAA Indoor Championships. The softball team will be playing against Georgia Southern, and the baseball team will be playing against Old Dominion. On Saturday, March 15th, the women's tennis team will be playing against Marshall. The beach volleyball team will be playing against UT Martin and ULM. The baseball team will be playing against Old Dominion, and the softball team will be playing against Georgia Southern once again. On Sunday, March 16th, the women's golf team will be playing again at the Bama Beach Bash. The women's tennis team will be playing against Appalachian State. The men's tennis team will be playing against the University of Louisiana, and the beach volleyball team will be playing against Spring Hill. Head to southernmiss.com to keep up with all the Golden Eagles sports activities. As for weather today, look for a low of 49 with a medium chance of rain and a high of 74. The feels like for today is 42 to 69 degrees. Tomorrow, look for a low of 43 and a high of 75 with a low chance of rain. Tomorrow's feels like is 41 to 78 degrees. Up next, we have Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage, with Dr. Francis Carnes recalling about gifted studies. Check it out.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. By 1979, Dr. Frances Carnes had helped develop the Gifted Studies program for children at USM. She recalls pitching the idea of a Center for Gifted Studies to Dr. Lucas and how they secured the funding.
I went to Dr. Lucas in 1979 because we had gifted studies programs, but we did not have an identity. And I wrote a one-page proposal and presented it to him and asked him if we could have the Center for Gifted Studies. And he said yes, that he would continue to pay my salary and give me one graduate assistant. But I would have to somehow generate the money to do everything else. We started looking at private funding. I worked with the people at the foundation to go out and raise money for each one of our programs for children. Now, our programs have a sponsor, and a sponsor gives so much, and then that money is used for needy students to come to the programs.
Bill Ellison hosts Voices of Our People World War II, a new podcast from Mississippi Moments, sponsored by the Mississippi Humanities Council. That's Voices of Our People World War II, wherever you get your podcasts.
That was your Mississippi Moment for today. Coming up, we have the pleasure of hearing from Madison after a quick break.
In Southeast Mississippi, we stand united for the most vulnerable in our community. Become a game changer and volunteer by calling United Way of Southeast Mississippi at 601-545-7141. We have one life. To live better, we must live united.
Estos son los sonidos de una cena que casi no sucedió. Es una cena servida gracias a personas como tú. Debido a la crisis actual, 50 millones de personas pueden vivir con hambre este año. Feeding America está ayudando a los que más lo necesitan. Y si quieres, tú puedes ayudar también. Visita feedingamerica.org/en-español. Patrocinado por el Ad Council y Feeding America, la fuerza de 200 bancos de alimentos.
Before we begin, we want to acknowledge that today's conversation includes discussions of sexual violence. We understand this topic can be difficult, so please take care while listening. If you need support, resources are available through USM's Title IX office, which can be reached at 601-266-6804, Moffett Health Center, Student Counseling Services, and for off-campus help, the Schaefer Center for Crisis Intervention has a 24-hour crisis line available at 601-264-7777. Now, please give a warm Golden Eagle welcome to Madison. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Could you tell everyone a bit about yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Madison Wedgeworth. I'm a junior here at USM. I'm an English major, and right now I'm involved with other people in organizing a protest for zero tolerance policy to be added to the Title IX.
Awesome. Can you talk a little bit more about why there is going to be a protest?
Yeah, so there is already a coalition created for the Zero Tolerance Amendment, and this is just going to be an opportunity for people who support it to have their voices heard, to add just a little bit of pressure, just for people to be seen.
Okay. How did you become one of the leaders organizing the protests?
I know a couple other people who have organized protests at USM before. And I felt interested in having this opportunity, so I reached out to them, and they set me on the right path.
Awesome. And we talked a little bit before we got on air, but there are two protests. Would you be able to tell everyone when both of them are, yours and the other one, and where they are?
Yes. So the first one is going to be March 13th, this coming Thursday, I believe. It's going to be for the same cause that I'm having my protest for. And they're both going to be around the Bennett Auditorium near the fountain.
Okay. Yeah, this is for people who have seen posts or anything about protests previously. It's around the same area. They had one for the they had a Palestinian protest as well. It's that same area for anyone who might not know names of places or anything, just for reference. What should participants know beforehand?
They should know that this is going to be a peaceful thing. We want everyone to be cooperative, no inappropriate behavior. This is just to show your support for this amendment. We want people to feel safe there. We want everyone to feel comfortable. I encourage everyone to bring water, hats, sunglasses, anything that you need to feel comfortable while you're there. And also we'll have a community night the night before, location to be announced, where everybody can come out, we can make signs together, get to know everyone, and talk about how they feel about everything.
Okay, awesome. Could you mentioned no unacceptable behavior, no bad behavior. Could you explain what would be acceptable versus unacceptable, since this is a peaceful protest and people may not have attended, they may not know?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to try to stay away from using profanity at anyone in particular, no harmful language, stuff like that. Also, we probably will have chants and we'll have speakers, but no noise amplifiers, microphones, stuff like that. Just, things that we're trying to keep everything in line so nothing goes awry, no one gets in trouble, stuff like that.
And also, since there's the potential of there being news outlets there, probably also not mentioning names or specifics of people, whether it's someone from your hometown or whatever. Do not mention names for the sake of everyone, and also you don't want to get sued. Don't get sued. How can students help, both actually during before, during, and after the protest? Like, what can students do to help with this cause?
So we're going to have graphics made within the next couple of days for people to share on social media that's going to have the information for the protest. And it will also have attached information about what a zero tolerance amendment would be, which is just if someone is found responsible under Title IX, they just would be permanently dismissed from campus. So that's what all of this is about, is just about trying to get this amendment passed to the Title IX.
Okay, and you mentioned you're an English major. Have you done protests before, or is this the first one you've organized?
This is the first one that I've organized, but I've participated in other protests on campus before.
What do going to these protests mean to you personally? That sounds like a weird question, like, are protests important to you? But I mean, like, personally, in not specific detail, like, obviously not names or any other details, but to you personally, morally, what does it mean to you?
I think that the right to protest, it's in our Constitution that you have the right to do it, and it's a way just to have people who don't have the platform to have their voices heard, just to be there and have other people there that support the same causes that they do, and for people not to feel unheard or alone in what they believe.
Okay, and this is a open, like, our school is an open campus. This is allowed because, as you stated, it's in our rights for peaceful protest. For people that have never attended any, that may be scared or concerned of anything, do you have anything to just let them know that, like, it's okay, or anything that you have witnessed, or if you were worried about your first one that you went through, like anything to help people that may not be going because they're worried?
Yeah, absolutely. So I want everyone to know that me and the other people that have helped me organize this, we're going about this in following every guideline that USM has to make sure no one gets in trouble. We've talked to different leaders on campus. Got everything down to a T, so you don't have to worry about getting any legal trouble, anything like that. We've worked all of those out for everyone. Also want you to know that it's a very low chance that we have like a counter protest as well. It doesn't usually happen. They've made me aware. We also will have counselors there because this is a sensitive subject that we're going to be talking about. So if anyone feels like they need to talk to someone while they're there, there will be people there. We'll also have other people there that are helping me organize that have been through protests before. They know what to expect. So if you have any worries, anything like that, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll have all the information we can give you.
And what do you recommend for people that want to, after this protest or another one completely, if they want to have a protest, obviously please don't just go, like, do whatever. What do you recommend for people that they feel like they need to do a protest? I'm trying to figure out how to word this, but, like, what do you recommend for people that feel the same way you do, that they want to be involved and they want to organize stuff like this?
I think that your best bet when wanting to do something like this, something that you feel passionate about, is to reach out to other people that have already done it, because they have the experience. They're going to set you in the right way. They're going to tell you who you need to talk to. Also reaching out to USM themselves. There's a lot of people on this campus that are here to help you do stuff like this specifically. They know the guidelines. All you have to do is ask, and they'll be more than happy to sit down and meet with you.
And you mentioned there being counselors. Are they USM counselors?
As of right now, we don't have specific USM counselors, but we are in the talks with different counselors from USM and from other outside organizations that are just going to be there for moral support.
So there are school people that work here that are involved. Like, there's people on campus. It's not just students versus the campus.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Just wanted to put that out there so people aren't worried, like, oh, I'm just going to go stand out here with a bunch of other 20-year-olds, and there's going to be support there.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. So we went over everything about this protest, and I also did the disclaimer beforehand of what is going to be talked about. And if you are experiencing any issue of Title IX, like any issue of sexual assault or anything like that, as I said, Title IX, 601-266-6804, Moffitt Health Center. Anything, but don't be scared to reach out. Please, if there is an issue you are having, it is your life. You do not deserve to go through that. So please, saying it again, please reach out if you need help. Please do. And please go to the protest to help talk about this. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we finish this off?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you do want to be involved in the protest, please reach out. Like I said, share any graphics that you see about these. It'll be the 13th and the 27th, and I encourage everybody to try to make it to both if you can.
Awesome. And on those graphic things, there is a GroupMe that some people have. Not sure. I got sent it, so I'm not sure where it's found. But will there be the GroupMe thing on there as well for people in case they need to ask questions or anything?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll we already have a graphic made for that. It will have a QR code that will bring you to either our GroupMe or our Signal chat, and both have the same information in it. And it will also tell you who's the organizers. So if you need to reach out to somebody personally, we're always open to that.
Awesome. Thank you. And once again, for everyone else, peaceful protest. Be careful. We're not being specific here, okay? Just, it's safe, I promise. Thank you for coming and talking to everyone about this. This is very important to be talked about, and thank you once again. Coming up, we've got Justin Glowacki reporting on Mississippi animal abandonment laws.
Mississippi does not explicitly define animal abandonment as a crime, something Joseph Barlow, director of the Jackson County Animal Shelter, sees the impact of firsthand.
You've got a call that a homeowner has found 4 puppies on their property when they got up in the morning that they didn't own and have never seen before, and that's all we know.
By the time animal control arrives, there's rarely a trace to who left them behind.
Well, it's a complete anonymity of what happens, the crime. People weren't completely stupid. I mean, what they're doing is choosing times, locales that are really, again, go back to the anonymity.
And even when there is a lead, Mississippi's lack of clear laws makes prosecution difficult.
It's a situation where probably 1 out of 10 cases where you would have any leads to go on who did it. And when you do and you can identify that, you're still not talking about criminal charges, but you're talking about charges in justice court, court date, fines associated with it, yeah.
Legal experts say Mississippi is an outlier when it comes to animal protection laws.
Mississippi actually doesn't have any laws explicitly addressing animal abandonment. There are some provisions around animal neglect that may apply depending on the situation, but the laws don't explicitly address abandoning an animal.
The Animal Legal Defense Fund ranks Mississippi 46th in the nation for animal protection laws, citing major gaps in regulation. Advocates say statewide laws defining animal abandonment would help hold pet owners accountable, but until then, shelters and animal control officers are left to deal with the consequences. I'm Justin Glowacki, reporting for the Roy Howard Community Journalism Center.
Thank you for listening to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. We are thankful for Carl Wilson, our audio engineer, Gabby Collier, our film producer, for keeping this bird soaring. We especially want to thank our program director, Adeline Fields, our audio producer, Cadence Renfro, and our booker, Austin Flores, as well as our general manager, Dr. Martin. We also want to give a big thank you to our guest today, Madison Wedgeworth. That's all for Southern Miss Today. Thank you for listening. Remember, fly, eagle, fly. I'm your host, Abby Boozer.